The 100% the survival game Core Keeper, only to head to dangerous biomes to find the valuable rare ores, build an optimized base fit for a king, defeat utterly terrifying bosses, get all my skills to level 100, learn programming and create auto-clicking scripts to get through one of the hardest grinds I've ever done, and does every single game need to have fishing now? I 100%ed Core Keeper. I start out as an explorer deep in the jungle when we encounter a strange-looking relic that we are instantly drawn to. Upon touching it, we're teleported deep underground into a pitch-black cave system. And despite experiencing all that, my character just seems slightly confused. The world that he used to know ceased to exist in an instant, and he's just kind of puzzled by it. I start punching the growing branches surrounding this giant glowing orb that I can only assume is the titular core. The branches give me wood, which I can then make into torches to brighten this place up a bit. I start digging through the dirt walls to some sparklies that end up being copper ore. But mining them proves to be no issue at all, as at the beginning of the game I was given a choice between a few classes. But just like the children in the Industrial Revolution, I yearn for the mines and choose miner. Being a miner gives me a copper pickaxe, which lets me grab tons of copper ore from the surrounding walls. As I dig through, I discover a little box city, which gives me some new resources like scrap parts, tin ore, mechanical parts, and most valuable of all, this peasant hat. Oh my god, I look like freaking number 2 now. What the heck? Inside this shrine looking thing, I find 2 crates that give me 2 very valuable tools, a rusty dagger and a slingshot, which is a ranged weapon that we shouldn't be able to get until several stages of progression from now. I find this locked copper chest that I can bring back to my base as well. Speaking of, it was time to go back there. With all the wood I gathered, I can craft myself a basic workbench, which opens up some new low-tier crafting recipes, one of which being the furnace, which I can make out of dirt blocks. Here I can start processing the 31 copper ore that I've found. And with those bars smelting, I'd like to mention that this video is actually sponsored by Core Keeper, as after being in early access for over 2 years now, they're finally having their full 1.0 release. If you're interested in checking out the game for yourself, click the link in the description down below. The game will be 20% off on Steam until September 3rd. It'll also be releasing full price on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Series X and S on August 27th, and it'll be coming to Switch in mid-September. I actually had a really fun time with this one, so I highly recommend it. Once 6 of those bars have been brewed, I can craft myself a copper workbench, which can not only do everything that a regular workbench can do, it also opens up a new tier of crafting recipes. The one I set my eyes on is the small lantern, which requires 3 slime. Luckily, I've tunneled over to an alcove of a bunch of disgusting little orange goo piles. I can take them out with my pinpoint slingshot accuracy and bring their goopy slop right back to base to craft the small lantern. This can be worn around my waist to give me a constant light source, solving the age-old problem that 90% of 2D survival games have, letting me see my goddamn character. But something it failed to solve was my little kid next door who's constantly muttering that he should eat something. To alleviate this, I use some wood and copper to make a cooking pot. Here I can combine 2 of the food items that I found around the mines. Like here I use some mushrooms and a plant called a glow tulip to make the mushy tulip salad, which gives me both health regeneration and an increased glow. With that issue sorted, I take some time to hollow out an area for my base. You see, in survival games like this, I'm not usually a huge base builder, but in all my past videos on games in this style, like Don't Starve, Stardew Valley, Pal World, I've gotten waves upon waves of comments about how horrible my decoration skills are, that everything I do is just trying to be optimized and ends up looking completely ugly. This time, I am determined to prove everyone wrong and create the most beautiful, and it's just a giant wood square, inside an even larger wooden square. But while I was making my disgusting square, a couple other things happened. Firstly, my pickaxe broke, as all tools in this game have durability. Luckily, by crafting a repair and salvage station and using some scrap parts, I can repair it back to full. I also spent some time making this little mushroom farm. I found a layer of floor on top of the dirt called fungal ground, which funnily enough is what my college roommate called my side of our dorm. The fungal ground can be placed down to create a mini mushroom biome, both growing mushrooms, which will be good as my hunger meter constantly depletes, and also these cute little mushroom enemies. With my base set up, I continue exploring south until I discover this absolutely horrifying, disgusting slime sack. Okay, maybe I should just not go this way at all. He quite scares me. But don't worry, we'll get to him later, as well as all of the other horrifying and sometimes insanely hard boss fights. But for now, I head north. Inside some crates, I find the swift feather. I can equip it in my offhand slot to do this little dash. While this just looks like a wimpy little skip, this dash is going to be incredibly useful for this playthrough, as my general philosophy for a game like this is do lots of damage, never get hit. Hasn't failed me once. I also use my shovel to dig up this little X on the ground to reveal a tarot card called Aura. This has literally no meaning to me now, but I'll realize in about 40 hours of gameplay that this was truly one of the luckiest things that could have happened to me. Oh my god. And if you want lucky things to happen in your life, subscribe to the Shawnee Dude channel. I make 100% videos on tons of different different games like Inscription, Spore, Slime Rancher, so you're guaranteed to find something to kind of pay attention to while getting rolled in League of Legends. I craft a small pack using my copper, which I can equip in my pack slot for 5 extra inventory slots. I've gathered up tons of crop seeds now, so I decided to craft a hoe and a watering can and set up a small farm. That way I can move past snacking on moldy fungus all the time, or as we know it here in the States, Subway. I continue exploring, dig up a loyal egg, what appears to be a giant boulder of copper, but apparently I'll need a stationary drill for that, and a cave pouch which further expands my inventory again. I encounter a friend of the cute little mushrooms, and he is not nearly as nice as he comes barreling towards me with his gigantic rock head. Luckily I can dodge him, he bangs into a wall, exposes his scalp, which I can then stab at with my dagger. I grab some more copper out of the dirt walls here, until I find a new biome made completely out of stone.
So these walls are way more resilient. You barely even break into them.
Yes, this is a new biome, and according to the giant title card, it's called the Forgotten Ruins. And I was exactly right before. The walls here are much harder to mine into. But does that stop me? Of course not. I might just be the most stubborn person to ever exist. I mean, I did 100% cookie clicker after all. No, instead I just wait as I painstakingly chip away at each and every stone block, hoping to discover something new. But for now, it's all just more copper, until...
Who's this lad? Who's that little guy? What's he all about? Oh my god!
Wow. When I respawn, I still have all the things in my hotbar, but lost everything else in my inventory. If I wanted them back, I was gonna have to make the journey back to that horrifying behemoth and make him pay. Make him scream for the sweet release of death as I pummel him with my slingshot. But first, gardening! I can use a heartberry I farmed and a bomb pepper to cook up a berry crunch wrap, which sounds just disgusting, by the way. Eating this gives me extra movement speed and health regen, so it's the perfect fuel to take on my new nemesis. It was time to fight. And what a fight it was! And by that, I mean standing really far away with my slingshot, slowly flicking him until he dies. Hey, a win is a win.
What's this? Oh, this is a bad guy, isn't he? Yeah, you tricked me. Okay, it worked. Oh my god, there's a whole gang! What the heck? Who are you? Why do you have such bad aim? Okay, you know what? You deserve that.
While I'm able to make it out okay, I decide to come back a little later after beefing up a bit. Take all my copper and make an electronics table, an egg incubator, and a copper anvil. The anvil can be used to make weapons and armor. While the weapons I found exploring are better than the ones here, I decide to work towards the rain armor, for a reason I'll explain later. With my egg incubator, I can throw in the loyal egg I found earlier to try and hatch it. However, it requires power, so I need to make a battery out of copper at the electronics table. Now the incubator is online, but it's gonna take some time before the egg is ready to be hatched. While digging around, I get a skill point in mining. Now, I haven't explained how skills in this game work, so let me give you a quick rundown. Basically, every time you perform an action, you get a skill point in that category. There are tons of different skills like running, combat, cooking, gardening, etc. And this is going to be far and away the worst part of this game, seeing as I'll need to get all the way to level 100 in every single skill, requiring me to make complex farm setups, actual auto-clicking macros, and worst of all, so much fishing. But that's not for a while. For now, every 5 levels, we get a cheeky little skill point we can put into a skill tree that gives us a fun benefit. I head into the giant orange slime arena again, as I'll need to grind some slime for my raincoat. But deeper in, I discover my first waypoint, which lets me teleport back to base. These are incredibly useful, as they can allow you to teleport like halfway across the map. Not this one, though. This one's less than a 10-second walk from our base. Thanks, World Gen. With all the goop gathered, I can make my rain boots and raincoat. The reason I wanted this armor specifically to take on the giant abomination slime is because wearing both pieces provides you with a set bonus. You see, ordinarily, all this slime on the ground slows you down to an incredible degree when you walk over it. And the enemies in this area are constantly making more of it, so it's not like you can just mine it up. But the raincoat completely negates this disadvantage, meaning we are now ready to take on the orange slime boss.
Lurch the Abominous Mash. Abominous. Oh, I'm messing him up. Oh my god, I'm doing good damage. What the heck? I'm doing really good damage. Oh my god, this is easy. What the heck? This is a joke. You stink. Oh, okay, he hit me. Dude, having this dodge is really nice. Boom! Easy! First achievement. Woo! And I got a chest. And I got a man! There was a man in that thing! Hello, man. Oh, he's a merchant.
Inside the chest are a bunch of armor and accessories for a magic build, which, spoiler alert, I do not end up using. The only relevant things are this vat of slime that will let the merchant move into our base and the Glurch Eye. I can place this into the stone statues that connect to the core at our base. It glows and unlocks 3 crafting recipes for us. The first one is a powerful slime sword that also slows the target, which is pretty dang good. The other 2 are boss scanners that, when used, will show a boss's location on the map. I craft all 3, but notice that while the first boss, Malagaz, seems to be chilling in a chamber like Glurch was, the other boss, Gorm, seems to be jetting across the map at an alarming rate. But before investigating that, it was time to use the last of Glurch's boons and make a little house for the merchant. The merchant moved in, our loyal egg had incubated, and was ready to be hatched. I figured this was going to hatch into some sort of ranchable animal, so I built a little gate and fence for him so he has a nice, happy home. And by that, I mean, so he does not escape and is forced to love me.
Alright, let's hatch this egg, see what happens. I got a sub terrier. Hatch your first pet from an egg. Wait, what? Oh, it's a pet. It goes in the pet slot. I see. Oh my god, it's a doggy. Yeah, good boy.
Yes, this is actually not a ranchable animal and instead is our introduction to pets. You keep them in your pet slot for a variety of different benefits and they'll follow you around. This one's a little doggy that will attack nearby enemies for you.
Hey, my sub terrier is getting in there. Can I name him? I'm gonna call you Clump. Clump the sub terrier. Come on, Clump. Me and Clump against the world. No one knows us, no one cares. That guy's got fireball magic. Clump, no! Oh, don't get in. You're scaring me.
Clump helps a ton with exploring the Forgotten Ruins. Since he doesn't have a health bar, he can just dive into every brawl and bite enemies while I stand back with my slingshot. But that's not all, as I also find a tin pickaxe, which is stronger than our current copper one, making it easier to mine into the walls around here. I discovered this biome has iron and even some gold ore, so I go around trying to grab as much of it as I can. All this ore collecting has me level up my mining skill, and we're introduced to the first branching path of the skills. You see, prior to now, I just invested stat points into this one available skill, but now we have a choice. One gives us greater tool durability, and the other gives us more ore while mining. Since repairing our tools is actually pretty easy, I decide to go down the ore path. But while exploring, my screen starts shaking vigorously, and just a couple seconds later, I see why.
Not gonna mess with that thing. Not gonna mess with that thing. Do not feel the need.
Which explains why the Gorm icon was moving around on our map. I continue going through the Forgotten Ruins until encountering a new biome.
Ew, what the freak is that? Ew, what the freak am I looking at? Ew, it's like a... Ew. It's like someone's intestines. Ew, look at the walls. Oh, I don't even want to be here. I don't want to know. I don't want to find out. Probably would be good for resources. Don't care. Don't care. No intention of ever going there. That was disgusting. Twisted my anus in a way that I didn't like.
But back in the Forgotten Ruins, all is fine. I even discover a new biome called the Clay Caves. And here the primary resource is, you guessed it, tin. Inside, I also find a piece of armor called the Ranger Hood, which obviously increases our range damage. And I have no idea if range is even good in this game, but in Terraria, I am eating, breathing, sleeping range. Onyx Blaster, I'm the master. Mega Shark, I'll hit the mark. Phantasm, crap. So I decided to just run ranged here for the rest of this playthrough. After grabbing around 20 of each ore and 40 tin, I head back to base and start processing it all. I also picked up this locked chest, which I can open up to receive a hand drill. It has around the same mining power as our current tin pickaxe, but is way faster. Our lively egg had also cracked while we were away, which hatches into the Owlex pet. Unlike Clump, Owlex doesn't actually attack enemies, instead giving us a flat movement speed and damage boost. So I decided to try it out for a bit, so it's into the chest for you, Clump. I'll never forget the bond we had, though you will be sitting in this chest for the rest of this playthrough. After my tin has finished smelting in the furnace, I craft myself a tin workbench. I use this to make a tin anvil, but unfortunately these weapons and armor are worse than the ones we already have. Shout out to that early slingshot. I craft a ton of new furnaces to process all of our ore, except we can't smelt gold in our current furnace. I guess we'll need to find an upgrade or something, which I can now craft as I immediately get rid of that stupid tin workbench who never did nothing for us and upgrade to an iron one. Here I can make a smelter kiln to start processing our gold. Strangely enough though, the next level of workbench is not made of gold though. Instead made of something called scarlet, which I've yet to encounter. While I was out adventuring, I managed to collect 3 crystal skull shards. If I use them while on my hotbar, I start glowing, and after a couple seconds,
gain Skull of the Corrupted Shaman. It urges you to place it on the throne room sigil.
I try plugging it into the stone idols in the base, which doesn't work, so I'll have to save this for later. I go mining some more and find the other 2 pieces of the ranger armor, now giving me the full ranger set, which has the set bonus of making all of my range attacks piercing. As I continue venturing out, I find this huge wall that surrounds the map in a circle, but it's completely indestructible to tools. I know Mr. Gorbachev, but I have a feeling at some point we are going to tear down this wall somehow. I also find another indestructible wall, but this one has music notes on it. There's nothing I can do about it now, but I note it down for later. I've grabbed tons of tin ore in the clay cave, so I head back to the base and start smelting it. I expand my farm and place down some seeds for Karok, a plant I found in the Forgotten Ruins that can only grow in stone, so I have to place and hoe that down. I'm able to just barely make an iron pickaxe, as well as an automation table. At the table, I can finally make a stationary drill, which will allow me to start pecking away at those boulders I've been seeing everywhere. There's even a copper one that I can put inside my base, and every couple seconds, the drill gives me a piece of ore from it to a near infinite level. I can also make an alchemist table, which allows me to start making potions. The 2 most important of these being the Keen Potion and the Healing Potion. The Keen Potion costs 3 slime and 3 mushrooms and boosts your range damage by 30% for 1 minute, while the Healing Potion costs 3 slime and 3 heart berries, which I've been growing tons of in the garden, and heals you by 30% for a 5-second cooldown. Healing is overall kind of rare in Core Keeper, and there's no natural health regeneration, so picking up these potions is a massive massive boon. Back in the ruins, I've really been struggling to find enough iron I need until I come across an iron boulder. I set up 3 stationary drills here, that way I can all just be done for me. I find a little house in the ruins, which has some nice goodies, but also an ocarina, our first instrument. And I immediately put that to use as I find another music note door. Now it takes me a while of meticulous planning to figure out what to do. And by that, I of course mean clicking random notes until the first one sticks, and then figuring it out from there. I'm gonna explain this, but also please note that I have no music knowledge, as most people learned in my Stardew Valley 100%. The witch came in the night and gave me a void egg. From what I understand, the bottom white keys you see here are what represent all of the notes here. And the notes go line, space, line, space. If you count all those up, they equal that bottom row of white keys. Why don't you use the black ones? Do not ask me. All I know is that after that, you can just play it out from there.
And then it's begin. Nice! Oh, that was cool. That was really cool. It was awesome. And I took 94 damage and almost died.
Inside the shrine is a chest with an iron key, a necklace that makes me immune to poison, and some really big bombs. Cool. But my luck streak only lasts for so long until...
Oh. Yeah. All right, that's fair.
After retrieving my stuff, I can start smelting the 50 iron ore I had gathered. With that, I can make an iron anvil, which unlocks the iron bow. While slightly slower than the slingshot, it is a considerable damage upgrade, so I'm making my new main weapon. But even cooler than that is the new iron armor we're able to craft. And this is, and I'm not joking, one of the best armor sets in the entire game. The main reason is the huge damage boost it gives you. The ranger armor, which is still a really good armor set for this point in the game, is giving you 4% extra damage on ranged attacks. The iron armor is giving you 17 on all damage types. Not a lot of armor sets just give you raw damage in this game, so the iron armor is really good in that regard. Like, you'll see me wearing it for like 80% of this playthrough. And the fact that it's an early game item actually ends up making it really good, as we'll see later on. I cook a ton of bomb peppers and Karoks together, as it cooks a food item that gives me a ton of movement speed as well as armor, making it great for any fights I get into. I make a wood cutting station, which allows me to turn wood into planks as long as you supply it with power. I also craft a jewelry station, which you can wear 2 of at a time for passive benefits. And one of them catches my eye that's absolutely insane. The gold crystal ring, which for the price of just some gold and ancient gemstones, which I am rolling in by the way, I can craft a ring that gives 17% ranged damage. And I can wear 2 of them. That's like truly an insane amount of extra damage. Oh my god. With all that preparation out of the way, I am absolutely packed to the gills, so I decide it's about time to take on some bosses. I start making my way to fight Malguaz the Corrupted. Along the way, bump into someone else.
Can I attack this thing? I feel like I'm kind of messing him up. He's just really fast. Oh, are we engaged in combat? I'm kind of messing you up, bro.
I truly was kind of messing him up, as the entire fight lasts less than 30 seconds. I would say I was over-prepared, but then again, I didn't get hit a single time, so not like damage output really mattered. For killing him though, we're given Gorm's stomach bag that we can wear if we want for an extra 12 inventory slots, which is truly making my little guy wonder if getting home is really all that worth it. We also get a mysterious idol that allow a new NPC to move in, as well as Gorm's horn. I continue my trek towards Malguaz, but I realize the journey to him will not be as easy as the fight we just had, as he isn't just out in the open like the other 2 bosses we fought. No, this guy has an entire temple we gotta get through first. And while dangerous, the temple also has tons of loot in its halls, including a fuzzy egg that we find, that ends up becoming probably the most important item in the entire run. The rooms are filled with these little elf guys that I've learned are called cavelings. The cavelings attack you in freaking swarms, so it's important to take it slow and back into the halls. Here, they can only come at you one at a time, which makes them much easier to pick off. Deeper in, I managed to find a waypoint home, which is huge, as all this looting fills up your inventory quick. Now, back at base, I can place Gorm's horn into the core statue, where I get access to 3 additional crafting recipes. A club that sucks, Grubzooka, which is a piercing rocket launcher, and the recall idol, which for the cost of 1 ancient gemstone and 1 mechanical part, lets you teleport home, which is incredibly useful, as up until now I've just been slowly jogging back from all my long mining trips. After cleaning out my inventory and doing some chores, I make a house and fill it with the merchant item from Gorm, who gives us the cloaked merchant. He sells a bunch of items that allow you to resummon bosses after beating them, but in order to resummon them, I gotta beat them the first time, so it's back to the temple for me. After making it through some more enemies and grabbing some more loot, including the Aura Tarot card, I finally made it to the center of this goddamn temple. Seeing as there's a giant throne here, I assumed that this is the throne room that the Shaman Skull description mentioned. But before summoning the boss, I decided to clear out the arena, as if I've learned anything from survival games, 90% of winning a boss fight is just having space to move. I've out the walls as far as I can with the Grubzooka and knocked down any furniture that could get in the way. With a ton more room now to maneuver, I chugged my food buffs and keen potion, and it was time to place the Shaman Skull.
I knew it! Nice. Oh, maybe he's friendly. He's not. He's definitely not. Okay. Oh! Oh my god! He did a lot of damage to me, but I'm doing a lot of damage to him too. Okay, I have his attack pattern down now. You're done. You're cooked. I figured out your attack pattern. This is going really well. Oh, he's got a second phase. Of course he does. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I don't know what I expected. Yep, of course he's got a second phase. Okay, he's shooting fire. Boom, boom. Hit, run. Hit, run. Okay. There's a lot more fire. I actually think this phase might be easier than the last one. I don't know. Oh my god. This dodge feather is everything. I just can't get hit. Oh, crap. Come on. Go, 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 go. Oh, we got him. We got him now. You're done. You're done. You're done. Yeah. Oh, yeah, buddy. Oh my god. That scared me.
And the rewards for beating Malguaz are actually pretty underwhelming. But that's not what's important. What is important is that while we were doing that, my fuzzy egg hatched into a fairy moth, and oh my god, he's so adorable. Funnily enough, I actually have a chronic fear of moths. I think because of that one SpongeBob episode. To the point in high school, I saw a moth in my room, and I went full, you can have it, and slept in the living room for a week. But this guy's cute. And not only is he really cute, but he also boosts our range damage by 10%, which means that this will 100% be the pet we're using for the rest of this playthrough. I decided to call him Bobo. I've been saving a ton of pet experience items, so I used them all on Bobo, instantly shooting him to level 4. Yeah, I didn't explain it earlier, but pets actually have their very own experience system and even unique skill tree. For Bobo, I get 2 skills, both of which give him 3% extra critical strike chance, which is just, wow, that's really good. Thank you, Bobo. With Bobo by our side, it was time to insert Malguaz's crystal heart inside of the core statue. It gives us the recipes for 2 entirely useless items, and also the ancient hologram pad, which we'll need to craft later. But for now, the power of the 3 statues has finally powered the core on once again.
Thou hast awakened us. What the freak? Awakened who? Who have I awakened? Never have we seen a creature such as thee. Oh. Good for me. There once was a thriving civilization here, but it seems all of it has been lost. We must have been dormant for eons. Wait, that's not how you spell eons. Whoa, what's going on? That was cool. I don't know what's going on. Seek the ancient titans still roaming beyond the Great Wall. What's the Great Wall? Destroy them and collect their souls. With their energy, we can restore what once was. In return, thou shalt be able to go back to whence thou camest. By the power with which we now imbue thee, the Great Wall shall be opened as thou layest a hand upon it. Okay, this is cool and all, but the dialogue is sort of giving, like, fan fiction writers, like, imagine if, like, Levi and Aaron were, like, in Shakespeare times.
Yes, the Great Wall was that giant blockade that I pointed out earlier. Figuring that we were probably going to want to head to it a lot, take my Terraria knowledge and make myself kind of like a elevator, just instead of following, you're walking. Normal people would call this a path. Along the way, I discovered something else.
Whoa, what's this place? What the heck? It's a vehicle! Is this supposed to be a racetrack?
After messing around with the car for a bit, I continue heading down until I hit the Great Wall. My character tells me to place my hand upon the wall, and after doing so, it falls down, unlocking the rest of the map. Yeah, the space we had been limited to so far was barely even a fraction of the full map. And now the outer edges have been completely opened, and we've got tons of new biomes to explore. First up was the one we were directly dumped into, this little foresty one called Azos' Wilderness. Inside, we can find the next tier of ore, Scarlet.
Oh my god, what the heck? I'm being attacked by this thing. What the freak was that?
Yes, while the spoils are sweet here, the enemies are no joke. So we need to constantly be on guard. After gathering a good amount of Scarlet ore, I head home and start smelting it in the furnace. Once it's done, I can make an upgraded Scarlet workbench. At the workbench, I can craft myself one of the coolest features in Core Keeper, the upgrade station. You know how usually in games like this, as you unlock new weapons and armor, you discard the old ones? Well, Core Keeper attempts to alleviate this by having a system that can theoretically make even your first armor set as good as the endgame ones. You see, every item in the game has an item level, all the way up to level 18. Most of the items we have right now are around the level 8 or 9 range. But by using some metal bars and money, you can upgrade the item level. When you increase the item level, this also gives you bonuses to the weapon's damage, attack speed, etc. This works on pretty much all equipables, like I can use some iron bars to upgrade my gold rings to now give me 19% range damage. I decided to not upgrade too many of my items for now, since I know we're going to be crafting new sparkly Scarlet ones soon. But lest you believe, I will be back so soon and in a very big way. I continue further into the wilderness until I come across a strange looking temple where I'm in for an insane surprise.
Oh, those suits armor move. Solo leveling core.
But unlike solo leveling, no incel powers are given to me today, and instead I am swiftly killed by the armor. Back at home, I craft myself a Scarlet pickaxe, which is a huge relief as I've been using the stupid grub Zuka to mine things so far. I head back to the temple and pick my stuff back up. I need to be really careful here as the mages pack a punch and quickly swarm you. But after clearing out the rooms, further in, I'm able to find a chest.
Whoa, I got 7 Octarine ore and an Octarine sledgehammer.
Octarine ore is one level of progression above Scarlet, so getting some this early on is a huge boon. And further in, I'm able to discover some something even more valuable, my third oracle card, Inspiration. I continue on through the dungeon and am able to find myself nearly 30 octarine ore before a mage takes me out and sends me home. Luckily, I kept the ore in my hotbar so I can get to smelting it early. With the scarlet I have, I can make a scarlet crossbow, a considerable upgrade to my iron bow. Unfortunately, to make it to the next level of workbench though, I'll need to find some coral wood, which conveniently enough, the temple leads right into the next biome that contains it, the Sunken Sea. I find a set piece that gives me an ancient guardian necklace, which will reduce my damage by 14% from bosses. A truly valuable asset, as these boss fights are going to get a lot tougher from here on in. And that's not the only thing that's getting tougher, as the enemies in the Sunken Sea are no joke. The two main threats are these tentacles that just launch jellyfish at you from halfway across the map, and these ungodly water spider looking things that spray bubbles that persist for like 10 minutes straight. I find another set piece, with this one giving me a necklace that boosts my armor and max HP, a much needed upgrade. I find a scarlet boulder, so I teleport home as I want to get drills on this thing as soon as possible. Speaking of drills, I wonder how my iron boulder is doing. Oh my god, that is a lot of iron. I put my coral wood into the wood cutting machine, making coral planks, which allows me to make the octarine workbench. I go to start setting up the drills for the scarlet boulder, but I realize I'm going to be needing to set up a lot of drills soon. And I want them all to have the max output of 8 drills mining at once. In order to do that, I'm going to need more tin to make drills. So I go looking for a tin boulder first, so I can set up drills there, so that I can then set up drills for my scarlet boulder. Now that I'm saying this out loud, it makes a lot less sense. But I can use that tin to set up the optimized drill system on the scarlet boulder. While I was out, I actually discovered a piece of sheet music called Stardew Valley. It's a big world outside. And if you didn't know, this actually used to be an entirely Stardew Valley channel. No, I will not be making a video on 1.6, but I placed the sheet music down and grabbed my ocarina, and I can actually play the song from the game.
This barely sounds like Stardew Valley.
It was time to finally craft the last boon that Malguiz offered us, the ancient hologram pad. Turns out that this is an entirely boss-focused crafting station, giving us scanners to track down bosses, as well as items necessary to summon them. For just a couple ancient gemstones and mechanical parts, we can already craft the Hive Mother one. But before going after her, there's a couple of maintenance things I'd like to do around the base. Firstly, with all the octarine I've gathered up, I can make the octarine anvil. I discovered that both the octarine armor and the scarlet armor are pretty underwhelming, giving bonuses to stats that don't really matter nearly as much as damage. So instead of crafting those, I opt to instead start upgrading my silver armor. This will boost its damage output and amount of armor, so it's basically equivalent to making a new set. I realized that my current farming system is not only abhorrently unorganized and ugly, but also completely suboptimal, as I learned you can use the hoe to gather up crops once they've sprouted. And since my current iron ore uses a 4x4 pattern, and this is not a 4x4 grid, I'm wasting a ton of time. So I decided to hollow out the area to the left of my base to make an entirely new farm. I make these 8x8 squares connected with stone paths and stone walls on the outside. Why did I use stone in an area that's supposed to look natural and flowery? I don't know. And I actually hate the look of this more than the other one. But this new farm does give me the space to start growing the new crops I discovered in the Sunken Sea, pine grapple and pewpia. Though similar to the Karoks, these can only grow on beach blocks. With that sorted, I craft myself an octarine pickaxe and bow, and it was finally time to take on the Hive Mother. Apparently, in earlier builds of this game, Hive Mother used to be a required boss to bring down the Great Wall, but they decided to change it out for Malguiz, leaving her forgotten, just like most moms. Hive Mother's in the disgusting larva biome, but thankfully, since I was supposed to fight this boss way earlier, she's a complete cakewalk and I can pick up an achievement. But your purpose here is far from finished. No, Mother, we will return, and when we do, you will be subjected to hours upon hours of torture, never truly letting you free from this mortal coil. A Sisyphus just seconds from death. But that's not for a while. For now, I gotta get out of here, because this place gives me the woogies. The next goals we're striving towards are to make scanners for the next few bosses. The first two we're looking for are some sort of slime boss, and no, I'm not talking Slay the Spire. These guys are similar to Glurch, but for Azos Wilderness's signature purple slime, and the Sunken Sea's signature blue slime. Both require 90 of each, so we'll need to start gathering that up now. Additionally, we'll need to grab the scanners for Azos the Sky Titan and Omereth the Sea Titan. These required a resource they can find on the floor in each of their respective biomes, blue feather for Azos and seashells for Omereth. Since the two biomes are so close together, I try grinding them both out at the same time. While I'm murdering the purple and blue slimes, I'm also make sure to grab up the ground slime I find on the ground with my shovel, for a reason I'll explain in a second. I also discover if I cook pineapple and pewpia together, it'll make a smoothie that will restore over 100 health and give me 22% extra ranged damage. This is a huge benefit, and I'll be using this for pretty much the rest of the game. Collecting all the slime required for the summoning items, though, ends up being a lot harder than I thought, as 90 is just so much slime. Combined with the fact that purple slime can be used to make the best healing item in the game, the Greater Healing Potion, I decided to set up a farm for purple slime. Using all the purple ground slime I got earlier, I clear out a pretty big area to place it all down. Then on the perimeter, I put mob spike traps to slowly whittle down the purple slimes as they spawn in. I hollow out the sides so the slimes are stuck in there, and then finally place torches on the opposing side, which for some reason slimes are aggro to.
Imagine beefing with a piece of wood. I go AFK and decide to let the slime farm run for the next 20 minutes while I eat lunch. And then when I return... Okay, not a single... Nope, one purple slime has been made from this too. Okay, well, you know, we give it our all. Yeah, I have no idea why, but AFK farming is actually pretty tough to pull off in this game. So this is far from a reliable source of purple slime. So it's back to just grinding it out the old-fashioned way, looking for any ancient feathers and seashells along the way. I've been searching for a few hours now and gathered up a ton of scarlet bars, which I can use to upgrade each piece of my iron armor twice. But through all that grinding, I finally got the purple slime and ancient feathers I needed, meaning I can make Azos and Ivy scanners. Conveniently enough, they're actually pretty close together. I head to the Azos arena first, but similar to what I did for the Malguiz fight, I take some time to really expand the arena, giving myself a ton of maneuvering room. Then I can place down the shiny glimmering object, which instantly summons an Azos the Sky Titan. Whoa! Die. Here. Oh, nice. Woo! That was a close one. Why is he getting energy from these rocks? What's going on there? Oh! Ooh! Oh, it's like a bullet hell kind of thing. Do I have to take out these rocks? I feel as though I should. Even if I don't have to, I feel as though I should. And I just got hit. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen when he gets to phase 2. Because who doesn't have a phase 2 anymore? Why don't you just start in your strong phase? I'm going all out now. Why didn't you just do that from the start? You know what I mean? Whoa. Oh, this is the second phase. He's red now, I guess. He is red after all. Red in Pie's second phase. Oh! You ain't stand a chance, Azos. Because I've got the sauce. Gained Soul of Azos. 10% chance to spawn a Thunder Beam on melee critical hits. I see. Oh, cool. I don't use melee, so that's not helpful for me. And the rest of Azos' rewards follow suit, all themed around melee. There is one of particular interest, though. The Pile of Chum, which will allow a new NPC to move in. But that'll have to wait until later on, as for now, it was time to take out Ivy as well. Uh-oh. 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 Oh my god. Uh-oh. Okay, he's kind of making an arena for us to fight in. Oh, he didn't like being taken away from here. Okay, I see. Oh god, that really hurt. It's really hard to heal because of all the poison debuff I'm getting. Oh no, he's faster. Oh, I was barely avoiding him before. Oh. No, but oh, thank god. Oh my god, I had one hit on me. Woo. That was a close one. That didn't give me anything. I mean, I guess it got me the achievement. Did I get a thing for that? No. Lame. With that disappointment completed, I head home and set up a house for the new NPC, and it's a fishing merchant. With those 2 disappointments completed, I decided to explore a new area that I discovered while digging for Azos, the Desert of Beginnings. In here, we can find a new ore called Galaxite, which is a tier above Octarine. Exploring here quickly shoots this up as my favorite biome in the game. While most of the areas are really cramped and involve mining through tons of blocks to get around, the Desert of Beginnings is completely wide open with tougher enemies, meaning that instead of just needlessly mining away, you have really tense fights and an easier time finding ore. I also keep finding these little roly-poly guys, and I saw in the crafting menu that I'll need their drops, so I kill every single one I see. But strangely enough, none of them actually drop their plates. Weird. I continue exploring around and manage to gather up over 150 Galaxite ore before finding a waypoint home, which will make gathering the next tier of tools much easier. I go home and start smelting the Galaxite, but first I'll have to make a Fury Forge, as the smelter is no longer enough to process it. The Fury Forge takes a while though, so in the meantime I head to the Sunken Sea to start gathering blue slime and seashells for the next 2 boss scanners. This part of the game is pretty annoying actually though. You see, while the blue ancient feathers really stood out on the green background of the Azos wilderness, the white seashells are barely even noticeable on the literal pink and white coral sand blocks. To aid in the exploration though, I make the weapon I use the most in this entire playthrough, the Galaxite Chakram. It has slightly less damage than the other weapons, but fires way faster, and it bounces off of walls and enemies. This makes it great for exploring, as the close quarters walls means you can take out a lot of enemies quickly. Additionally, it's good for bosses, as their hitboxes are usually so big that the Chakram can hit it multiple times. I also make myself some Galaxite armor. While it doesn't have as much damage output, for now, my focus is on armor, as the enemies are starting to hit a lot harder, and I'm dying a lot more often. But don't worry, Iron Armor, I'll be back for you. I need a little bit more Galaxite, so I head to the desert for a bit when I discovered a completely new biome, the Shimmering Frontier. Inside is the final ore type in the game, Solarite. Yes, surprisingly, progression to mine this up isn't locked behind any of the bosses, and with only 6 of the required bosses defeated, I can start mining up Core Keeper's endgame ore. Though it's no easy task, as equipped with just my Octarine pickaxe, each crystal block takes a while, and I mean a while, to mine through. What the freak? My god, this place is insane. Yeah, this place is kind of nuts. They even got this freaking laser shield guy who can just absolutely obliterate you if you step into his line of sight. There's also a new tier of wood for me to collect here, Gleamwood. Radiation crystals also populate the area and will do damage to you if you get too close. But luckily, this necklace I found gives me extra mining damage, and I can take them out when I see them. I find a Solarite boulder that I want to set up drills on, so after grabbing around 90 ore, I head home. I craft some scarlet Scarlet drills this time, which dig even faster than the tin ones and set them around the Solarite boulder. While they get to work, I want to gather up any other materials I'm going to need for my next armor set. This one also requires Stroly-Poly plates from the Stroly-Polies. And after killing so many of them, I still barely have any. And the ones I did find were just lying around. None of them were actually drops. Well, it's then that I make a pretty horrifying realization. You see, the Stroly-Polies are not enemies, but more akin to helpless cattle. So you're not supposed to murder them. Instead, capture and farm the defenseless creatures, and when you feed them, they'll give you their plates willingly. So this entire time, I had just been going around seeing these poor defenseless cowbugs who wanted nothing more in life than to help me, and I've been murdering them in cold blood for seemingly no reason. Way to make a guy just feel awful. With the Stroly-Polies now captured and at my base, I would need to get them food. They like snacking on bugs, which you probably have seen crawling around pretty much every biome. Using a bug net, I can scoop them out and feed them to the little guys to get their plates. I even named them Bim and Bam. This should absolutely absolve me of my sins at least. I realized that I, once again, hate my farming layout. Not only is it ugly as sin, but once again, I've upgraded my hoe to Scarlet, which works in patterns of 5x5. Additionally, I want to set up some sprinklers to auto-water crops for me, which also works in a 5x5 grid. So it's time again to redo my farm layout, but this is the last time, I promise. This time, instead of disgusting stone, I go with grass and turf and separate each 5x5 plot. I'm actually quite proud of how it came out, and can say for the first time in any of my videos, this part of my base actually looks pretty cool. I grabbed myself a Solarite workbench, and while trying to place it, I learned a pretty unfortunate quirk of the Galaxite chakram. Oh, nards. Yeah, that's gonna happen a lot. I make myself a Solarite pickaxe, as well as an anvil, and then set my sights on making a portal. A portal's kind of like a waypoint, but you can place it wherever you want. I want one because the Solarite boulder is kind of in the middle of nowhere, so having a portal there will make it easier to check up on. The portal takes a ton of Octarine though, so back to the Sunken Sea for me. Which ends up being a good thing, as we still need to grind out for the blue slime and seashells. With the spoils from that trip, I get enough blue slime to make the scanner for Morpha, the aquatic mass, as well as Drudra, the wild titan. I have everything I need for another titan scanner. We run into a problem that's going to plague us for the rest of this playthrough: mechanical parts. Mechanical parts are that one resource in Core Keeper that you just never have enough of. They aren't exactly rare, but they aren't super easy to farm either, and you need them for almost every single recipe in the game. We're going to be running into this problem a lot. While not super consistent, an effective way to farm mechanical parts is to continually fight Malguiz as he drops them. And just from venturing around, I managed to accumulate more than 10 summoning items. His small arena, combined with the bouncing of the chakrams, means we can now tear through him in seconds and get a good chunk of mechanical parts. For now. That's not all we got from this fight, as Malguiz also drops a new offhand accessory, the Rift Lens. Up until now, we've still been using that dash feather that we got in the very first hours of the playthrough, and for good reason. It's quite nice to be able to dodge a short distance, but the Rift Lens is kind of like an upgrade to that. It lets you do a short teleport a couple blocks away. This is great for dodging attacks and also for exploring, as you can cross short gaps with it. With mechanical parts in hand, we can make another boss scanner for Kryja the Ice Titan and that portal that we had been dying to make for so long. With easier access to Solarite now, we craft the full armor set as well as a Solarite crossbow. Now all geared up, I decide it's finally time to take on another boss. And the first one I set my eyes on is Morpha, the aquatic mass. And since he's deep in the Sunken Sea, which is mostly separated by water, I make a boat, and dear lord is this thing slow. Like, man, I spent Scarlet bars on this thing. I activate another waypoint and have finally arrived at Morpha. Hello, Morpha the aquatic moss. I'm not doing a lot of damage to Morpha the aquatic moss. And oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and you're doing a lot of damage to me, actually. Oh my god, oh wow, it's really hard to avoid those bubbles. Ugh. Oh my god, oh, I played myself. Oh, no I didn't, I'm a genius. And I died. Jesus, that was rough. Okay, I need to go in and, like, I don't know what I need to do, but I need to do something. That was not good. Yeah, Morpha's no joke. Mostly on account of these freaking bubbles that he shoots out into the field that just stay there for so long. The entire battlefield just becomes a minefield. Luckily though, by my third attempt, he's opened up enough of the arena that I can more easily dodge his attacks. With that, we can finally take out the aquatic mass, and he's only got good loot for melee characters. Sounds about right. Next up, I went to tackle Drudra, which proved to be quite the struggle as he was on the move. And fast. I chased him around for about 10 minutes before getting directly into his line of sight. This was my moment. I could finally, and he tunneled right past me without a second thought. But then I'm hit with a lightning bolt of inspiration. In the ancient hologram pad, there was a device called the Thumper, and I know what that is. I've seen Dune, and I only had to have the complicated parts explained to me. So I take the Thumper back to the wilderness and place it on the ground. In the name of House Atreides, I am pointing the way. And he went right past me again. God dang it! I decided to put a pin in that for now and head to the desert. Yeah, my 2 losses to Morpha kind of scared me straight, so I decided I was gonna need some better gear. I can use this Galaxite to upgrade my silver armor significantly until it's actually become better than my Solarite set. Also, if you're wondering why I have 3 hologram stations now, it's because I intended to make more recult items, got the icons mixed up, and wasted a ton of resources, which not a single person watching this video is surprised that I did. I finally nabbed enough seashells and can now craft a scanner for Omareth, the Sea Titan. I figured, considering his name, I should probably grab the Expert Lure as well, which I can craft by making
taking some bait, which is just made from basic crops and then some octarine. With that, I start sailing towards Omereth's den. Once I arrive at his location, I see a bunch of whirlpools, so I throw my expert lure baited fishing rod in and...
Oh my lord, that is a large lad. Okay, he's got these little whirlpools. I'm dodging them. He's got tentacles. Those are a lot harder to dodge. This boat is so slow. What the heck? This is insane. How am I supposed to fight him in this freaking tugboat, man? Oh my god, it's like Steamboat freaking Willie over here. What the heck? Oh, I dodged that. That was nice. That I did not dodge, though. It's so slow. I gotta get an upgraded boat for this. Are you joking? This is insane. Oh, that sounds like a phase 2. That really sounds like a phase 2. No. Oh my god. I am so hungry I could eat an Octorok. I think we're getting him, though, pretty good. Why do I feel like I'm not doing any damage anymore? Uh-oh. Okay. Holy crap. Holy crap. Oh, nice. Woo! In the little boat, that was very trying. We got another soul. Gain Soul of Omereth. 3% chance on a range hit to spawn a tornado. Oh, cool. What's in here?
Pretty much all of Omereth's drops are underwhelming, save for the necklace he drops, which gives benefits to pretty much every single stat, so it'll be my go-to necklace for a while. Omereth's soul ability is also incredibly useful, as we'll see in later boss fights, so the fight is worth it just for that. And the next fight we have to fight in the progression is Ra-Akar, the Sand Titan. His scanner, like the other 2 story bosses we fought, requires some obscure resource that you can only find on the floor, Scarab wing covers, so I head to the desert to find some. While searching, I find a Galaxite boulder, and I make sure to craft a set of drills to start mining. I also encounter this strange alien-looking temple. Upon reaching the center, there's what seems to be an arena and a hand icon in the middle. I click it and...
What's going on? Oh, what the heck is that? Huh? Oh, what the heck?
After successfully taking out a couple waves of enemies, the timer ends and enemies stop spawning. I realize that in order to complete this, I'll need to stay inside this little circle in the middle. The chakram helps a ton in completing this. Since the area is relatively small, it just keeps bouncing between the walls and annihilating all enemies. Because of this, despite the insane amount of mobs that spawn in, I'm able to complete the challenge and am rewarded with a chest. Inside is a couple things, all of which are extremely useful. First up is the Desert Ruby, which is an incredibly rare material used to upgrade items as well as some boss summoning items. Then we have the Nuclear Battery, which will summon in the game's last merchant. Finally, we have the Cosmos Torso, one of the only armor sets to give you raw damage. An overall huge win. A little more scanning later, and I found all the Scarab shells I need and can craft the Ra-Akar scanner and head for the boss.
Alright, here I am.
And nothing happens. Yeah, it turns out I actually need the Thumper this time, and upon placing it down, oh my god, finally it worked. His main attack are these little sand shockwaves he sends out in a circle, but using our teleport, we can skirt right around it without a problem.
Pretty easy so far. Oh my god, that did... What the freak? Oh my god, that did so much damage.
Yeah, this is Ra-Akar's main attack they need to avoid. These triangles are extremely fast, have speed ramping, and do insane amounts of damage. The only way I can even find to avoid them is to use my teleport, but that only works once every 2 seconds, and since the triangles attack one after another, it won't let you dodge them all. There is a chance that they all miss, but you need to be in extremely optimal position to teleport past them all. I'm able to get Akar to his second phase, but after a while, the triangles catch up to me and I lose the fight. The biggest reason, though, I lost the fight was my lack of healing potions, and since I needed purple slime to craft those, I figured the best way is to beat the Ivy boss again. Inside one of my chests, I had managed to find 3 of an item called the Crown Summoning Idol, and the tooltip says to place it on any giant slime summoning rune. I think, okay, that sounds like it'll resummon Ivy, so I take it to Ivy's rune, and...
What the heck? King Slime? What the... Wait, what? He said what from... It's literally Terraria music. What the heck is going on? I thought it was gonna summon the purple one. Okay, sure.
King Slime's rewards are good, too. With the best being a headpiece and an offhand item when worn together that will make you King of the Slimes. While King of the Slimes, no slimes can damage you. And apparently, this also includes bosses. So I can just sit there wailing on King Slime until he dies, not even attempting to attack me. This is extremely helpful, and especially so later on. But for now, I can easily take out some purple slimes and grab enough drops to make some more greater healing potions and take on Ra-Akar once again. But it's still quite difficult to dodge those stupid glowing triangles.
Go! Come on. Oh, yes. Okay, phase 2, baby. Oh, go.
Oh, come on! I gotta make another freaking thumper. God dang it. I gather up the materials for another thumper, but that's not the only prep I do. Using all the scarlet, octarine, and galaxite I've gathered up, I can upgrade my gold crystal ring all the way from 19% additional damage to 33. And across 2, that's a huge damage bonus. I also realized a mistake I had been making in all boss fights, but it only really mattered now. You see, to avoid the evil growing triangles, you obviously need to be fast. And because of that, I'd been making food items with bomb peppers in it, as they increase your speed. However, they only increase your speed for a single minute. What I should really be doing is eating one of these whenever there's an attack I need to avoid, as otherwise it's more than likely the effect is already worn off. This makes avoiding those satanic triangles way easier. But still, once phase 2 hits, things get 10 times harder.
Here we go. We're doing good. Boom. Teleport. Nice. Oh my god, there's so much going on. How am I supposed to freaking counter all this? Oh my god. Oh my god, I just took so much damage. Please, please, please. Oh no. Oh no, not like this, not like this, not like this. I took so much damage there. Holy crap. Oh my god, so much is going on. I can hit him like 2 times and then there's just so much crap on the screen. Dear lord. Run, 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 run. Run, teleport. Oh crap, 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 crap. Oh crap, 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 crap. Boom. Oh, that was helpful. Oh, I got hit, I got hit. They got me. Oh my god. Just let me. You have 2 seconds to hit you. Okay, all of you explode. Thank you. Oh my god, I killed him. I didn't even see it. It was off screen. Oh, yes. Finally. Oh. Oh my god, what a trick that was. And I got the soul of Ricard.
For defeating the beetle, I have gained the most twisted power imaginable, as now I have a 5% chance on every ranged hit to spawn our own triangle. Inside the chest was a bunch of unimportant stuff and then a giant bug brain. We can use this bug brain to craft ourselves a Hydra altar, which gives us access to the 3 new crafting recipes, one for each of the 3 Hydra titans we must slay. Each of the summoning instruments require gleamwood planks, solarite bars, and their respective biomes gem items. This is the jungle emerald, the ocean sapphire, and the one that I've already collected, the desert ruby. The only way to obtain these is by finding more of those challenge arenas and completing them. The way the spawning for these works is randomly in the 3 main exterior biomes, the wilderness, the sea, and the desert. There's a chance to be a sparkling frontier inside, and inside the sparkling frontier there's a chance to be an alien tech lab, and inside the alien tech lab there's a chance for there to be a challenge arena. You might notice that's a lot of chances. The only thing that is guaranteed is if you find a challenge arena inside a specific biome, you'll always have that biome's gem inside the reward chest. While that guaranteed chance might make you think that this is easy, think again. I mean, what could even possibly be the chances of finding such an obscure... And I find one literally inside the first sparkling frontier I find. I pay no attention to the sound of a monkey's paw furling in my ear and take on the challenge arena. You may have noticed that I switched out my old silver armor for the Cosmos armor. I was looking through my chest and realized I happened to gather all of the 3 pieces throughout my many hours of searching for shells and wing covers. While the silver armor still technically gives a better damage boost, the boost is only 6%, and the Cosmos armor offers an extra 23 armor, which, just trust me, that's a lot. So I decided to roll for the Cosmos armor for the rest of the time in this playthrough. After beating the challenge room, I'm rewarded with 3 jungle emeralds. Using one of them, I can craft the Wind Organ of Wilderness. When placed onto the ground, it will cause the Wild Titan to come to the surface. Since I can really fight her anywhere, I decided to do it in Azos' arena because it was an already wide open space. However, the middle of the arena is not on Druidra's path, so I ended up having to set it up all the way in the corner.
Oh, I think that worked. Guys, I think it worked. Why does he have a yellow bar? What the heck is that? What is that? Why is he charging? Oh, that doesn't seem good. Oh, that doesn't seem good at all. Oh my god, why is he, like, animated in, like, 1,000,000 frames? That's crazy. He looks insane. Where'd he go? Wait, what? Oh, guess because now I got him down? Oh, interesting. Okay, once you get his yellow bar down, that's when you can actually attack him. I see now.
But nothing could have prepared me for Druidra's most devastating attack. First, she sucks in a ton of air, and then when she spits it out...
Oh my god, what the frick? That did insane amounts of damage. What the heck? Oh my lord. Okay, do not get close to that attack. I've just learned.
Luckily, it's telegraphed pretty heavily, so as long as you save your teleport, it's easy to avoid. While originally Druidra spawning in such an awkward place was going to ruin the fight, it ended up being a really good thing, as whenever her shield is down, I can spam her with chakrams that then are bouncing off the nearby walls to rack up even more damage on her. With that, we get her all the way down, and finally...
Okay. No, there's a phase 2. Is that what I got? A Steam achievement. Oh, no. We got her. Nice.
For those curious, the reason we didn't get a Steam achievement is because I'm playing this 3 weeks before the 1.0 release, and the Steam achievements haven't been updated yet. But I made sure to ask the Core Keeper team what achievements they were added, and even did those as well. Inside of Druidra's chest are 2 jungle emeralds and a pink Hydra eye. The Hydra eye will need to make the next Hydra summoning instrument, but first we'll need to pick ourselves up an ocean sapphire. Luckily, once again, I find another challenge room in the sunken sea easily, and can craft the next instrument. I hear the monkey's paw furling in my ear once again. Shivers are sent down my spine. But no need to worry about that, as it's boss boss time. Well, before then, actually, we need to create an arena. Since this Hydra is fun in the sea, and I have zero plans of trying to fight another boss in my dinky little boat again, I put down a bunch of blocks in the line of sight of Krydra for us to fight on. With that set, it was time to fight.
All right, the Ice Titan. Wait, what's that? There's a second one? What's that? Wait, what? Why is there two of them? Why is there two of them? What the heck? Is that the other guy? The poison one from before? Her spirit is fighting on with Krydra? What? For what reason? Oh my god, I have to fight them both at the same time. Holy crap. I don't even know what your pattern is yet. I don't know what the freak that is, but I don't like it. Okay, why does my other weapon not hurt you? Is the grand question, isn't it? Oh crap, my armor broke. Ah, crap. Oh, I have the silver armor. Okay, I gotta switch. This is why you bring both, man.
Yeah, I was definitely not prepared for this, as just a couple minutes later, both my weapons break too, forcing me to leave the fight. But you know, that's okay, as from the challenge room, we got 2 ocean sapphires. So all we have to do is win on our very next attempt.
What? What even just killed me? What? What killed me? What? Oh no. I gotta find another freaking ocean crystal. God dang it.
To this day, I have no idea what killed me here. Like, watch this footage. I mean, maybe it was the suck attack, but I'm like all the way over here. Please explain this pug storm. Irregardless, this starts probably the worst part of the run, as I spend the next 90 minutes just sailing around searching for challenge rooms. I find plenty of shimmering biomes. I even find plenty of alien temples, but challenge rooms? None to be found. You know, this is my punishment for finding so many arenas earlier. This is truly what I deserve. I end up getting so frustrated with my dinky little boat that I craft the upgraded speeder, which is so much faster. Oh my god. And eventually, it helps me find another challenge room, grab the ocean sapphires, and can challenge Krydra once again. Now that I know what to expect, the actual fight is pretty easy though. Compared to Druidra, Krydra's only unique attack is this thing where he summons this ice spinner guy, whom I can take out pretty easily. The real thing to watch out for is Druidra's yelp once again. But after some time,
I think we got him. Yes! Yes! Screw you, moron.
Inside his chest is some more useless stuff and a white Hydra eye, which lets me take on the final Hydra, Pydra.
There's gonna be 2 ghosts this time, right?
Yep, I had a feeling.
Holy crap. This is so much to process. Oh my god, every single neuron in my brain is firing right now. I'm just shooting randomly. Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't want to get caught on that. Yeah, look at all those crits. Oh yeah, that felt good. Oh yeah, we did 25%. I could tell by the way that you must have like a shield or a gate or something. Release me from this mortal coil. Okay. Good, got him.
The main thing you're battling against in this fight is the fact that Pydra turns the ground into lava, and the burning debuff does a lot of damage. However, because of the Cosmos set bonus, I'm completely immune to burning, making this way easier.
Come on, go on. Finish it right now. Nice! Nice.
See ya!
Woo-wee! Yes, give me your soul, bro. Soul of Pydra.
With the Hydras defeated, we've now collected all 6 of the game's boss souls and can talk to the core once again.
Thou hast achieved the seemingly impossible. Only through collective spirit could such powers be harnessed. With these we may at last restore what once hath been. Come to us upon the place where we once set our roots in this world.
The core marks a spot in the desert to come find them. But that can wait, as there's still a couple more bosses for us to fight right now. First up, we talk to the merchant who moved in from our challenge room spoils, and he'll sell us a thing called a bait pillar. If we bring this to the sunken sea, we can face our next foe.
He destroyed all that land. Oh, he's destroying all the land. He killed me in 1 hit!
I head back to the sea, this time in my boat.
Is he coming towards me? He is. He absolutely is. Okay, are these gonna all segment off? I can't tell. I'm kind of confused why each, like, separate part of his body has a life bar. Okay, I got one of them down. Oh, that's what happened. Okay. I gotta go. Okay, so there's 2 of them now, which is, like, the worst thing I could imagine. It's like Eater of Worlds. I really want to kill that one. Okay, I think I killed that one. Okay, nice. Oh, there's this little guy. It's okay. You're done. Okay, I think I got him. Oh, God. Oh, God. I don't even know what I'm looking at here. There's a whole lot of hogwash. Look at this. How am I supposed to even tell what's going on? Oh, I killed him. Nice. Oh my god, I did it.
For vanquishing the worm, the spoils are actually pretty sweet, as I'm given a permanent 100 extra max health, as well as a necklace that gives me an extra 17% damage against bosses. Both incredibly valuable. Now is on to the last optional boss, Igneous the Molten Slime. To find this guy, we're gonna need to find a whopping 120 magma slime. You can farm magma slimes in a mini biome that sprouts out of the desert, the Molten Quarry. While farming for the lava slime though, I noticed my screen start to shake, and after looking around, I happen to find him just sitting about. No scanner needed. This find has a bit of a weird strategy to it. You see, you need to have the King of Slimes bonus. That way we can't be damaged by Igneous at all. However, other enemies are flying around the arena and burn us, which does massive damage. In order to rid ourselves of the burn, we gotta swap to the Cosmos armor. So the battle actually becomes a balance of switching between the two armors in order to properly survive. Actually really fun. For defeating him, we're given two pretty cool rewards. Firstly, the Cipher Parchment, which I will get to later, trust me. And the Beast Booster, which gives our pet instantly 5,000 experience points, which if you don't know, that's a lot. Then I fight Ivy a few more times for the purple slime, and it was time to face the original creators of this world.
What the frick is that? Okay. Is that what you wanted me to see? Uh-oh. Okay, I'm getting out of there. What the freak is that? Whoa. What the heck? What just happened? Did I just give you power or something? It felt bad, whatever just happened. Our world, long ago, hath been erased. This one rediscovered, amidst a multitude. There hath been a mistakes. Thanks to thee, 'tis finally accomplished. Oh, I don't have to fight this guy? Yet there exists no room for thee in our... Wait, hold on. Yes, there does. Okay, yep. I had a feeling I was gonna fight this guy. What the frick is this? Okay, yep, I instantly understand how that attack works.
The main gimmick of the Core Commander's fight is, yes, those lightning bolts flying all around, but also these rolling orbs that he's drawing power from. They each have health bars, and once you disable them all, you're able to finally damage the main boss. The worst part of this fight is that he brings back my one true weakness. The thing that has killed me more than anything else in this playthrough, shiny goddamn triangles. And they're big now. One thing that greatly speeds up this fight is the double hits I can get on him with the chakram bouncing off the desert walls.
I have a feeling I'm gonna get him all the way down, and he's gonna be like, this was but my first phase. They love phases in this game. Everything's gotta have a phase. A My Chemical Romance concert. Go, 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 go. Oh my god, we're gonna kill him. We're gonna kill him right now. Core Commander, you got commanded. Now, oh, yep, the white being's inside him. That's gonna be his true form. Yeah, I had a feeling. Oh my god. He's got toes! Ew! Ew! Get him away! Get those freaking critters away, bro! Disgusting behavior. Ew, he's nasty. He's a nasty little freak. What? Oh, what? I don't know how to describe what it is that he did, actually.
Yes, in his second phase, the Core Commander will sometimes turn the world inside out for a little bit, and if you step into the infinite cosmos, you take damage. But besides that, his second phase is the same as his first, just weaken the orbs, and then you can rush the commander.
If he has one more phase after this, I'm gonna be annoyed. How many phases can one dude have? Got that one. Nice. I'm so glad I went with a ranger build. Oh, that did a lot of damage. This is about to break. I need to use my hits carefully. Oh, it's good. We're good. Go for it. Yes, we got him. Holy crap. Oh my god. Whew. Another world which hath expelled us. Dude, this happens to you a lot? Or was it the unity of its inhabitants? Pretty sure it was just me, dog. Just me, Bobo, and this ring. Oh, thank god there's no third phase.
For defeating the Core Commander, we're given the Trinity Heart, which heals you by 2% every second, which I know sounds really lame for the final boss of the game to give you, but you must remember how rare healing is in this game, so in terms of that, it's actually super useful. And with that, we had defeated the final boss and beaten Core Keeper. So that must mean we're done, right? Brother, we barely even have 1/3 of the achievements. We've still got a lot of core left to keep. First off, we need to fight Azos again. Azos actually drops two different items we need, the Ancient Pickaxe and the Broken Handle. Both of these are going to be used for complex crafting recipes later on in our playthrough, but for now, we'll just store them. Next up, to get the rest of the game's achievements, we're going to need lots and lots of ore. Our drills had already completely exhausted the boulders we set up around the world, which I didn't even know could happen. So it's time to set up a new wave of drills so that the ore can keep rolling in. Then I can knock out a quick achievement by playing the notes XVW on an ocarina, which plays a tune you might recognize. Despite the fact that I have tried playing Ocarina of Time countless times and never been able to get through it, I still did find that cute. I go to start working towards the I Want Them All achievement. Apparently, each pet has 8 alternate colors that it could possibly be. The difficult part of this achievement is obviously that pet eggs are pretty rare, so gathering into the double digits of a single type could prove pretty difficult, but luckily there's an easy solution to that, as the merchant always sells the curious egg, so if we just constantly buy those, we'll eventually collect every single color of the pet it contains, the Ember Tail. Another achievement I start working towards is to discover 100 different recipes. You get a recipe every time you cook with a new combination of ingredients, so I can knock out a ton just by putting together all of the plants I've been growing in every combination. However, that still isn't enough, and we'll need to wait for...
Oh god, don't make me say it!
The fishing grind. And while I wasn't ready for the full level 100 grind, it was time to dip my toes in the water of fishing, or in this case lava, as there was an achievement for catching the rare fish, the Starlight Nautilus, while fishing in the lava biome. But when I started fishing, I got a little confused. You see, all over the wiki and forums of this game, everyone was talking about how to get good at the fishing minigame. And as someone who's been a lot of fishing games across a lot of games like Stardew Valley, Terraria, Persona 4, Cults of Lamb, Don't Starve, Moonstone Island, Animal Crossing, Sonic Adventure, I can say that this one looks far and away the most confusing. Apparently the dev team knew that and knew that everyone hated it, so they just got rid of it altogether. Now fishing is just as simple as you see an exclamation point, you're reeling the fish. And as someone who is going to have to fish up over 2,000 fish later in this playthrough, I am not complaining one bit. Starlight Nautilus isn't too rare, having a 6% chance to show up in every cast, so it takes me around 30 minutes of fishing. Wow, that is bad luck. Next up, I went to tackle the Soul Seeker achievement, which involves finding a certain set piece called the Ancient Forge. And according to the wiki, this always spawns in the corner of the world, at around 1,600 blocks away in a desert biome. So I head to the top left of the world. But when I arrive, not only did I not see a desert biome, but I find a landscape completely unfamiliar to me. What in the freak is that? Pandoria? What the freak? 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 There's another freaking boss. Are you joking? There's more to do in this goddamn game. You must be joking. Oh my god, what the flip is that? I thought this was over, man. Yes, welcome to The Passage, an area that was added in the 1.0 update to serve as the game's final endgame biome. Hence why I was so surprised, as there's currently no information online about this place. Why is the screen shaking so much? Oh, that's why. Oh, yeah, that's why. There's a giant cloud thing with bulbs that are coming towards me. What does this mean? Why is there a giant cloud with bulbous sores coming towards me? It stopped. Oh, Ursulailum. Of course, that's Ursulailum. Yep, that's definitely Ursulailum. That's what I was thinking. Oh, and the sores are back, and I'm running out of ground. Okay. I didn't think there were going to be any more bosses in this video. Kind of thought we were just getting to the fun grind part. Yes, Ursulailum roams around the passage like this little, is he an acid blob or a cloud? Whatever he is, he's constantly approaching you and fast. In fact, he's nearly the same speed as me, meaning I need to always be on the move. Thankfully, the passage is mostly a completely open chasm, which means it's pretty hard to get cornered. That's a 21,000 damage. I did say mostly. In case it wasn't obvious, there's absolutely no way to get past this guy. So you either defeat him or die. Kinda. You see, for some reason, unlike most bosses, when you die, Ursulailum stays at the exact same health. So upon heading back to the passage, I can pick up the battle right where I left off. Bulbous sack, eat my disc. Bulbous sack, just go and eat my disc. You are far, oh shoot. Bulbous sack, just go and eat my disc. It's not like he even has any attacks, so the only thing you need to watch out for is the space around you, which is a lot harder than it sounds. But for as tough as it is, you do get infinite retries, so after a few attempts, I managed to corner the little guy who we're all thinking looks like a certain part of the body that I won't mention. We're all thinking it, don't act like you're not. And here, I can bounce off the Galaxy Chakram off a wall, hitting him for massive damage. I think we got him this time. Oh yes, thank God. Inside is perhaps the best armor set in the game, the Self-Fossil set. And I got 3 leggings for some reason. Why do you hate me, you stupid giant peanut? Additionally, there's an item inside that when used will boost my HP by a whopping 100 points. Incredibly helpful going forward. With the acid knob slain, I can now focus on the passage's other main feature, Pandorium ore. Pandorium serves as the final ore in the game, with its main purpose being to allow you to upgrade items to the elusive max level 19. I grabbed some manually as well as set up some scarlet drills, and the ore can be smelt in the Fury Forge. Now, here's where things get a little weird. I still needed to find the Ancient Forge set piece, which both the wiki and the Core Keeper Discord were telling me always spawns at 1,600 blocks from the core. And seeing as the passage was 1,200 blocks from the core, I figured that in order to reach that area of the map, I would have to pass through, hence the name. You would need to dig through these blocks to get passage to the rest of the map. But my mining damage is currently too low to take out the blocks here. So I need to go home and use all my resources to upgrade my armor, pickaxe, find mining accessories, and do everything in my power to increase my mining strength. And finally, after countless solarite bars mined, biome gems used, and money spent, I could break through the walls, break through the passage, and unlock the rest of this. I can't destroy this object. Huh? Yeah, apparently in the 1.0 update, the Core Keeper team completely changed how map generation worked. While the map was previously randomly generated in Infinite, now it was smaller with more stuff packed in. This is actually a good change, as I hate aimlessly walking around a dead world, but I wish I had known that before using all of my ocean sapphire. So where does this leave the Ancient Forge? Well, pretty much all set pieces that used to have set spawn distance instance can kind of just like be wherever. The one thing that we always know about the Ancient Forge is that it has to spawn in a lava biome. So I go around every single lava biome I had found and start digging through the walls to make sure there wasn't one room that I missed. And turns out there was, like, a lot of them, which I said like it's a good thing, but it's not, because now every time I find a lava biome, I need to painstakingly dig through every nook, cranny, and crevice to see if the Ancient Forge could possibly be hiding anywhere. When I don't find it in that lava biome, it just means aimlessly roaming through the desert again, hoping that I might stumble upon another one. This takes a good 2 hours of dedicated searching, but finally... Yes! Yes! Finally. The Ancient Forge now located, I can take the Cipher Parchment we got from Igneous, Ancient Pickaxe from Azos, and a bunch of bars and can craft the Soul Seeker, giving us an achievement. Not only the strongest pickaxe in the game, it also gives a 10% mining speed bonus, increased glow, and it has infinite durability. I instantly upgrade this to max level with some Pandorium bars, and make it my pick for the rest of this playthrough. Next up, we got another endgame tool with a complex crafting recipe, the Phantom Spark. For this one, we gotta go back to the Sunken Sea, and I'm gonna try and explain this as simply as I can. Okay, so remember that temple-looking place with the solo leveling robots we saw like back when you started your lunch break? Well, this is actually a mini biome called the Forgotten Metropolis, and there are a lot of these across the Sunken Sea. But hidden amongst these cities are 3 special cities called Broken Core Rooms. If you peer next to the beat up core, you can find 3 special crafting ingredients: the Channeling Gemstone, the Fractured Limbs, and the Energy String. All these take a while to find. Like I said, there are a lot of Forgotten Metropolis around the sea. In fact, to the point, Pugstorm, that I must ask, who could possibly forget about this place? They are literally on every corner. It'd be like going to Boston saying, "Oh, have you been to the Forgotten Dunkin' Donuts?"
Hey guys, I just looked it up on the wiki, and it turns out this place is called the Forlorn Metropolis, and I just, like, can't read, but I'm not taking the other stuff out of the video. I'm not gonna do it.
It takes me about 2 hours of searching, but I finally find all 3 parts for the Phantom Spark. So we must be done now, right? Have you learned nothing from this game? Of course we are not done. Because if you looked inside of all the Broken Core Rooms, you could find some report thingamajigs. If you buy the empty key from the creepy merchant kid, you can craft the admin key. And where do you use the admin key? In another hidden set piece that can be anywhere in the Sunken Sea. After another hour of searching, I can finally find the set piece, use the admin key to open the door, grab the glyph parchment, and make the legendary bow, the Phantom Spark. Now you're probably wondering, after all that work, was the stupid Phantom Spark worth all that effort? Actually, yeah, it's pretty good. With that complex crafting recipe done, we've only got 2 more left. Wait, 2 more? The Oracle card deck is a crafting recipe that requires you to find all 9 tarot cards, as well as the Thread of Fate. Luckily, by just naturally progressing through the game, I've already managed to gather up 5 cards. And while I was looking for the Ancient Forge, I've also stumbled onto the Thread of Fate, meaning that there are only 4 cards left to find. The first one we can knock out pretty easily by heading to one of the Forgotten Metropolis and going to the vending machines. Inside, we can buy the Metropolis card for 4,000 coins. Jesus Christ, that's a lot. Also in the Metropolis, there are these weird-looking slime rooms that will always have a chest containing the Wisdom card, just leaving 2 left. Next, I go for the Radiance card. This one has a 0.88% chance of being found inside desert digging spots, which means scouring the desert, just digging up everyone that I see. Not really much to explain here, so I search for about an hour and find the card. The last card, Temperance, can only be found while fishing in the desert. While rare, there are these little oasis pools around the biome that I found on one of my countless grinds in the desert. I decided to create a barrier around the oasis since the card has a 1% chance of being fished up, so I'm probably going to be here for a while. That's not a big deal, as I'm going to need to level my fishing skill by the end of this all anyway. After around 20 minutes of fishing, I hook up the Temperance card. Now with all 9 cards, I can use the Thread of Fate to combine them into the Oracle deck, giving us the achievement. The Oracle deck is an offhand accessory that gives massive amounts of healing per second. While not normally valuable enough for my offhand slot, this is perfect for all the AFK grinding I'm going to have to do in just a couple minutes. Now it's time to move on to the final complex crafting item in the game, the Rune Song achievement. It requires 3 main components. The first one, the Broken Handle, you already saw me get during the Azos grind. The second one is the Broken Handle, which can be found in a rare scene in the wilderness. Luckily, I found and held on to this like 60 hours of gameplay ago, meaning we've got just one component left to find, the Clear Gemstone. The Clear Gemstone is located in a special set piece called the Medium Maze. The maze can be found randomly in either the Forgotten Ruins or the Azos Wilderness. Luckily, 3 different set pieces per world can generate, increasing the likelihood that you'll find it. While exploring, I make sure to mine out as much stone as I can for a reason I'll explain later. After just 30 minutes of searching, I find the maze. So I can't really say this is much of a maze when it was literally a straight path with 1 turn and then the prize. Regardless, I can pick up the Clear Gemstone and then use the rune parchment I picked up from the merchant and craft the Rune Song. The next achievement I aimed to tackle was In a Rush, where we need to achieve 200% movement speed. But in order to do that, I would first need to max out the first of my skills, crafting. Crafting actually works different than every other skill in the game. While most skills are just as simple as doing the action gets you 1 experience point, crafting gives you experience based off of the crafting materials used. Each material has a value given to it, and crafting something with it combines the value of those materials. So after scouring the wiki, I was determined to find the most optimal item to craft for the least effort and most experience points. And you know what I found? That was all way too complicated. So instead, I just mined out a bunch of stone and made a ton of bridges for 1 experience each. Thrilling! I also had some leftover solarite, which I could turn into solarite keys for big experience points. Then after some more odds and ends recipes, I finally reached level 100. Now at max crafting level, I could invest into a skill that would give us polished versions of rings that I would craft at the jewelry workbench. These are basically upgrades, and I can use it to make 2 polished swift rings for movement speed. I head back to the metropolis and buy some cave coffee, which gives me the game's largest boost to movement speed. This plus some other accessories I happen to find in my chest gives me the Inner Rush achievement. Before getting into the rest of the skill grinding, we had 4 pretty easy achievements to knock out. The first one, we would need to take on the Hive Mother a couple times, as she has a chance to drop the larva armor. If we equip both the helmet and the chest plate, the larva and the biome won't attack us, and we'll even... What's up, my man? Hungry. Must dig. Good stuff. For the next achievement, I would need to find a meadow biome, which conveniently enough, there was one right next to my base this entire playthrough, and I never noticed it. Inside, there's a cow that I can feed any crop and grab a good life. The next one was pretty unique in that I would need to change my computer's date and time to be late March. During this time, Core Keeper runs a cherry blossom event. During this time, I can find cherry blossoms on the ground. For the achievement, I'll need to find 100 of them, so I decide to go to the desert where there's the most open space, and traversal is the easiest. After 30 minutes of gathering, I can craft 10 cherry blossom trees that I then place around the base for an achievement. The final achievement I'll need to tackle before getting to the big grinds would be the Impersonator Syndrome achievement that you can get for dressing like a character from the official illustration. I choose this old man-looking guy on a new character and snag it. With all those done, it was time for the hardest grind in the game, the skill leveling. On the bright side though, through natural gameplay, we had already maxed range combat and crafting, with running, vitality, and gardening not being far behind. On the not so bright side, we hadn't even touched the other 3 types of combat, which are arguably the hardest grind. For the first skill, I decided to tackle mining, as I was already pretty high in levels. You receive mining experience every time you deal damage to a block. And while yes, I could in theory just sit here and grind blocks out all day, there are 2 problems with that. Firstly, the experience for all skills is exponential. So to get from level 0 to 5, it only takes 275 blocks, while getting from level 40 to 45 takes 1600 experience points. That doesn't sound so bad at first, until you realize to get to level 85 to 100, it takes 50,000 mining experience points. And secondly, I have a life, so I had to get creative and think of a different solution. I created a cage of blocks around me and made sure to lower my mining level to the point that these particular blocks could not be broken. I would make sure to have tons of pickaxes in my inventory as well. From there, I had my friend who's a programmer, shout out to my man Andrew, make a script that would run within auto hotkey. Basically, the script would make my character place down a block, switch to the pickaxe, mine it, and repeat the process again. And while this would normally only work until the pickaxe broke, Core Keeper has a mechanic that auto-equips your next best tool when one breaks. With that, I could just keep this on overnight until I got all the experience I needed. Even running for 9 hours while I slept just mining, this took me 3 nights to do, and I was already pretty high in mining level. That's our first skill knocked out. The next 3 skills can be worked on all at the same time, and they're gardening, cooking, and fishing. First, I take all the seeds I had gathered from my playthrough and expand the farm further with sprinklers, and the rest is pretty self-explanatory. Wait for the crops to grow, harvest crops, repeat. Then I take all the food I get from gardening and throw it into a cooking pot to increase my cooking skill. While the foods are cooking and crops are growing, I head back to my little desert oasis and start my fishing grind. And yes, this is the one I've been dreading the most. There's no way to automate this, no way to speed it up, it's just casting your line out and grabbing fish. That was the system I had. Harvest, plant, cook, fish. Eventually, my gardening level gets so high that I can start harvesting something called golden plants. Gold plants, while being an achievement in and of themselves, are like a better upgraded version of the original plant. And importantly for us, they count as a separate item, meaning that using this and the fish I've been hooking up, I can grab the cook 100 different recipes achievements. I grabbed the achievement for gardening and cooking first, since they started out with a massive head start, and then it was just time for fishing for me. Hours upon hours of fishing. The whole process takes me about 4 hours total. My biggest problem is that with the fishing minigame taken out, fishing barely even feels like part of the game. Like, it doesn't feel like something you ever need to do, but whatever, it's done now. Now I just have 6 achievements left, but 3 of them will definitely earn passively, so my focus shifts to the 3 primary achievements, the combat-focused skills: melee, magic, and summoning. These skills all gain experiences in the exact same way, hitting an enemy with a weapon of that type of damage. Because of that, we can deal with them all at the same time. And a huge shout out to 2Z Point, Peace, and Hexus for the setup on this. Check out the video on this grind below. 2Z Point also has a ton of other Core Keeper tutorials, and he's also a pretty funny guy. For this setup, I was gonna need the help of the woman I've been alluding to this entire time, the Hive Mother. First, I completely clear out the arena and any surrounding debris. There are all these like vein looking things on the ground as well that I want to make sure to mine up. Then I use my shovel to dig up every single available block I can. There's a limit to this, as some of the blocks are considered Hive Mother's arena, and thusly can't be picked up. When I'm done, I've got a giant circle around Hive Mother's sigil. With the arena chopped out now, I need to build a 5-tile long bridge to the left of it, and then another bridge with 1 space between the 2. Make sure the entrance to this bridge requires you to use the teleport, that way no enemies can get into me while I stand there. With all that sorted, I need to cover Hive Mother's entire arena in conveyor belts, all funneling towards
towards that 5-tile bridge I made earlier. The only part I'll need to be careful on are these little crag-looking spots. And this is where the enemies spawn out of. Because of that, I need to make sure that they're being funneled towards the bridge and don't just get stuck in their spawn spot. Once I've covered the entire arena and conveyor belts, the setup is complete, so let me show you how it works. You start the Hive Mother fight and get her down to her second phase, which you can tell as she turns bright red. Once in this phase, Hive Mother will start hatching all these little larva guys from the crags we saw before. The conveyor belt funnels them all directly towards me where I can start whacking them with my weapon. The reason it's important for me to stand on exactly this block is that it's just out of range of Hive Mother's spit attack. From there, we can just whack the gross little worms over and over again until we've gained tons and tons of experience points. With the farm now up and running, it was time to assemble setups for each of the 3 combat types. Combat experience is not based on enemy kills, but rather the amount of times you hit an enemy. Meaning that for this, we're going to want to use the weakest weapons we possibly can, and armor and accessories that give us the largest attack speed boost. For melee, I go with the wooden sword. While yes, there are weapons with lower damage and higher attack speeds, another important aspect is having a lot of this weapon, as the goal of this farm is to obviously AFK. So the more of the weapon you have, the longer you can rack up EXP while not at your keyboard. The other 2 combat types aren't so easy though, as there are no easily craftable early game magic or summoning weapons. Actually, I don't think there are any craftable magic or summoning weapons at all now that I think about it. So for magic, I decided to go with the Sticky Stick, which is a staff that drops from Glurch. During all this grinding, I had been periodically buying the Glurch summoning item, so I have a ton now. I can spam fight Glurch, giving me a bunch of sticky staffs to use. Now, summoning's a bit harder. If I'm being honest, I only saw like 2 summoning weapons this entire playthrough, so I have no idea if this is the best one to grab, but I decided on the Tome of the Deep, as it spawns these like little revolving skulls around you. While they do more damage than I would have liked, they have the benefit of never getting stuck on anything and being easy to use for my little bridge. These can be found in dig spots in the sunken sea, so I go through digging up as many as I can. In total, I only managed to grab 3, but since summon items only require 1 use and then last for 30 seconds, I figured it'll probably even out. With the preparations all complete, it was time to create the scripts for each of these skills. While you might think they'd all just be spamming left click, that actually doesn't work. Well, it does for melee. But for mage, the script needs to be timed out to use all of my mana, wait for it to regenerate, and then repeat. And for summoner, the script would need to get to the maximum of 3 minions, wait 30 seconds for the minions to despawn, and then summon them again. I have Andrew cook up another 3 scripts for me, and they worked like a charm. Then it was just a matter of leaving the script going whenever I wasn't at my computer and slowly earning those experience points. While this is occurring, I managed to grab 2 other achievements. One for Vitality, as you get experience for this every time you kill something, and also for getting my pet Bobo to max level, which gains experience in the same way. But in total, getting all these to level 100 takes me 10 days. Dear Lord, my poor computer could use a rest. And so could I, as I have over 200 hours in Core Keeper over just 2 weeks. But with all that completed, there was only one achievement that stood before me: level 100 running. For this one, we've got another fairly simple setup. I create a really long tunnel and put rails on the floor so that mobs won't spawn inside. Then at the end, I place a hive spike trap. Then after that, I just throw a water bottle on my spacebar and watch my little guy run all the way to the end until he hits the trap. He'll then die and respawn back at the beginning of the tunnel, forced to do it all again. You need a lot of running points to max out this skill, but since it doesn't require any upkeep like the damage skills did, I can just leave my computer on overnight and boom, level 100 running. And with that, I had completely 100%ed Core Keeper. Huge thank you to the Core Keeper team for sponsoring this video. If you're interested in checking out the game for yourself, click my link down in the description below and grab the game. Honestly, I've always wanted to play this game, so the team approaching me was just the perfect excuse. Thanks for watching, and see y'all next time. Bye!